What's up, everyone? It is your girl Jill Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and I got another 5 brands to dupe themselves. So I actually have 5 brands this time. How about that? Y'all know I normally having like 2 or 3, and they all like came out with similar color stories, similar things that they already had. But you know, if they did it, I'm gonna show it so that way you don't have to be buying the same thing twice from them, thinking that you're getting something unique when it's really quite similar. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start off with one that I don't have, but I did a recent video asking you, did you really need the Ace Beaute floral collection? And the palette I feel like y'all should already know that I'm gonna be referring to is this one right here. So I found something that's actually quite similar from the brand to this one already, so take a good look at it, girl. I'll try to insert a picture from the web because I found out I can do that with the editing software I have that already came with my computer, but you know, I watched the video on it, so I'm gonna have to watch it again. But just in case, I want to make sure it was up here for you to see, and that's why I'm starting the video with this particular one. But that's what she looks like. So I feel like the one that they came out with in the holiday collection from with the end of 2022 looks pretty similar to it, and that would be the Aura palette. So I feel like this one is really similar to that one. It doesn't have the bright green, but it does still have greens. It does still have pink. It has the cooler tones. It has purples. It has this plumish type shade. So I feel like this could be a good alternative for you, especially if you already have this. It's like you don't need that one because I feel like they're similar enough to where they look similar enough. The only difference is the green in that one is quite a bit brighter than this one, but otherwise I feel like all the tones in here are pretty much the same. So I'm like, girl, why do we need 2 of these? And then with that purple palette they have, like, it's similar to their what is it called, the Fall in Paradise palette. I feel like those are pretty similar because it's like, I know one is more cool tone purple and one is more of a warm tone purple, but it's like you still giving me more purple. So speaking of purples, let's get into the next one. So this 5 brands to dupe themselves. We got All Amethyst and Lavish. Now y'all know I already did a video on why you don't need the Lavish palette, but I told y'all I was getting it because I'm a purple palette connoisseur, as we all know. So I have it, as you just saw. I'm actually going to film the video with this last to round out my day because I got to film the video on the one I just showed you along with 3 other Ace Beaute palettes. So it's about to be a long little journey for me, but here's what both of them look like side by side. Now this one does run quite a bit cooler than this one, but I feel like this one still has somewhat cool tones and warm tones, and you got to think how many color purple palettes there are. Like, this one could be a good alternative to the other purple one that they had come out holiday of 2022 as well. So I feel like how many purples do we need from ColourPop? Not to mention I could pull out the It's My Pleasure palette, so I can think of at least 4 purple palettes, 3 to 4 purple palettes I own from them. This one is included to make 4, but I still have 3 other purple palettes from them. Not to mention they have small purple quads in the 5 pans of small purple palettes. So it's like they have quite a bit of purple in their collection. It's just, to me, since this one had came out recently and I knew they came out with this one last year, I was like, I wanted to show them side by side. But it's like they just do lots of repeats with stuff, and that's just another example with this purple palette. Let me put this to the side so I remember to do my video. We put this one to the side and remember to do my video. See, I have to keep up, y'all. There be so many purple and so many things just going on, y'all. Okay, next 5 brands we have to dupe themselves is, of course, no other than Pat McGrath. Honey, she loved to dupe herself. I think I brought the little bitty mini palette she came out with too to show against this, or I gave y'all a comparison on a short, so I don't feel the need to go grab that. Plus, I don't remember where it is. I think I had a bag of stuff I was supposed to try out. And wait, here it is. Is this it? Yeah. So I'll show it alongside that one, and I'll show it alongside the other ones. But like, Mother has so many brown quads and palettes just in general. I just feel like, you know, what is the child? What is the point? But this is a new one that she came out with. What is this one called? Venison Sunrise. And then we have Sublime Smoke. So I feel like both of these are pretty similar, but these are all supposed to come out from another, from different palettes in her collection to make a small quad. I guess she saw the benefits of having these smaller palettes that people would be willing to purchase with her formula. So here's what both of these look like side by side. I feel like they look similar. This one has a really nice glittery formula, the eyeshadow. It's one of the new formulas she came out with in the Celestial Odyssey palette, which was the second giant mega mothership she came out with. So this is what both of those look like side by side. Again, I feel like they're really similar. It's just a warm tone palette. Like, I feel like I just keep seeing a million warm tone palettes and a million brown palettes from Mother. It's like she gave us that one color for holiday that she didn't have to hold on to that long, but like, she just loves to give you a boring palette. Next I have, what is this one called? Victorious Vixen alongside the new quad. So here's what both of them look like. Again, I feel like they look pretty similar. I love the shifting shade in this palette though, but it still has another one of those glittery sparkly shadows in it, just like this one does. I feel like this one's more neutral and this one's more warm, but I feel like, you know, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if I had them on the eyes, other than this gorgeous shade right here, which made me by Victoria's Vixen. I feel like she also comes with a fun, unique, glittery shade that makes me excited about it, and I compare it with my Mothership palettes, which is another reason I usually go ahead and get the quads. Plus, if I dared to take some Pat McGrath on vacation before she came out with the $25 or $29 mini ones, I would have been willing to take like these, especially since they're neutral tones that I don't really care about them as much. Oh, why did I put that one back up, child? I still need to show y'all it against the Valentine's Day collection. This is her first ever Valentine's Day collection. I have Sublime Seduction. It was a more warm tone one with the oranges and the browns in it. And then I got the, of course, cool tone mauvey one, because y'all know I had to have that one. But I feel like this is really similar to that as well. So, as you can see, I mean, this has an orange in it, and that brown is a little more neutral. But otherwise, I feel like overall the shades look the same. Like this shade and that shade look the same to me. This shade and that shade look the same to me. That one at the bottom looks similar to this one, except it doesn't have that glittery reflect to it. But you know, they just too similar, child. They're just too similar for it to like make a huge difference in my personal opinion. So I'm like, yeah, I can't even rock with it, honey. I can't even rock with it. I just can't. So number 4 is Jujus Place. So I feel like the Warrior 3 palette looks really similar to the Candy Shop palette when you look at the color story, because I feel like if you colored up the I think it's the green and yellow in this palette, it would look pretty similar to this one. Yeah, I feel like if you cover up the green and yellow at the top of your Warrior palette, it'll look really similar to this one, because when you look at the other tones, think about it. I can't cover it up because I have to hold them up, but like if you block out these two shades right here, I feel like it looks really similar to, let me see if I can. See? Now block those out and look at this. Where does that not look the same? I mean, the orange in this one is deeper, but all the other colors look the same. So if you already have a Warrior palette, you don't need the Candy Shop palette, because they look pretty much the same. You just covered up the two pops and it's the same palette. Don't be fooled, y'all. Don't be fooled. Last one I have to talk about, I actually got recently and did in a haul for y'all, and I showed y'all in that video that I felt like they look similar, so I figured I'll show them here just in case you didn't watch my Planning Makeup by Yolanda makeup haul and try on. So this is what they look like. This is the Jamrock 2 matte palette, and then this is the Vigorously palette. I've compared this to the Ice Cream Dream palette for people who want to support a black owned brand and don't necessarily like the glam like formula, because I know some people don't. I know Tina the Fancy Face said she wasn't impressed by the formula, so I wasn't impressed with the formula by the glam light palette either. If you all remember, I had to adjust and get used to the Ice Cream Dream because I wasn't impressed when I first tried it. But here's what both of them look like side by side. You see how the color story looks really similar? To me, this is just the version without the shimmers in it. So if you wanted an all matte colorful palette with the shades that are similar in here and you don't care about having shimmers, because there are people who like all matte looks, and I feel like you would like the Jamrock 2 matte palette more than you would like the Vigorously palette. I like having shimmers, but I liked the colors in this, and y'all know I love to do comparisons and stuff, so there's another reason it's in here for me. So this is what they look like side by side. But yeah, those are all the palettes I had to talk to you about in today's 5 brands that dupe themselves, honey. So let me know down below if you think they look similar or not, because I thought some of them looked pretty close. Y'all know Mothers looked similar. I mean, like, I feel like all the brown palettes ran together, although they had different undertones of the shades of brown they were. I felt like it just all ran together. I was just like, it all looks the same. Like, this shimmer is just has glittery sparkles in it, and this one doesn't. This brown just might be a little bit neutral than this one, but it's like, otherwise I'm like, child, it all looks the same. What am I looking at that's different? I don't see it. Did I miss it? Did you miss it? Did we miss it? Because like, I feel like she always adds one fun, sparkly, unique shifting shade that's supposed to justify you buying this quad with all these same browns that she keeps pushing out to me, and I'm like, look, mother, look. I'm not necessarily feeling it, but those are my palettes to show you. Like I said, you can comment down below and tell me if you feel like I do, like they just looked really similar. And the one that shocked me the most was definitely the Warrior 3 and the Candy Shop, because I'm like, let me cover up these two shades and just blow everyone's mind. I blew my own mind with that, and I was like, what the child. Now I kind of want to battle them and see which one's gonna work better in the old school versus new school. But right now I'm doing that against the Barbie palette with the ColourPop palette, because I mean with the Juvia Place palette, as I showed you all. So you know, here's that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl.